Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Blanchard Coaches Show here at Mazzio's. It is currently 6 o'clock on October 10th, 2023. And as we start the show off all the time, usually the first segment goes to the winners of the week. And lo and behold, that was Blanchard last Friday in a 20-6 win over Tri-City rival Tuttle. Before we get into the weeds on this, Coach, another week. How are we doing? A short week. Happy short week. Fall break week.
Short week. Time to kind of take some time off to catch your breath a little bit, and you don't have to worry about getting up and going to school and all that jazz. So you can kind of relax a little bit this week.
I think I'm still succumbing from the game that I saw on Friday. That was unlike I haven't seen a game like that probably in my entire life when it comes to high school football.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a game that you see 7 interceptions forced by Blanchard. You get 1 strip score, 3 defensive scores from Blanchard. Can you just kind of talk about, what the defense contributed in a game where the offense couldn't really find a rhythm?
Yeah, what a crazy – it's just a crazy night. I mean, what a crazy game that was. If going into it, I'd have never in a million years said we're going to shut down their running game.
Yeah.
Limit their production on that. We felt like if we could get them to throw the football, that was to our advantage. Not in a million years did we think 7 interceptions advantage, but we just that was part of it. Going into the year, we'd have never thought our defense was going to play at this level.
Yeah.
And so I think our guys rallied. They played their butt off and played about as good as they could play. On that side of the ball, I thought we controlled the line of scrimmage, which was critical.
Yeah.
And going into it, if we're not going to score, if you'd have told me we're not scoring, we're not winning.
Right.
I mean, that was it. I felt like we were going to have to score. We were going to probably have to outscore them. And lo and behold, we somehow magically pulled it off. We just were able to hang around until something good happened.
Yeah.
And that was the deal. And that's kind of been the case with these games with us for several years now. It's been a knockdown drag out. It's been full of excitement, full of craziness, from last year's last second touchdown for a win to them. We're going in to win a couple years ago, and we get hit and fumble at the goal line. Fumble on the one, and they get it and hold on for the victory. Just nuts like it. We threw several years ago. We throw a touchdown pass to go ahead with about a minute, and they called it back. Said we ran out of bounds.
Yeah.
After we got pushed out of bounds, and that came back, and then they held on for the victory. So, the other game that we won 7-0, we get a turnover and then a big play and win a game 7-0. So it's always something. And it's always exciting. It's always down to the wire.
It was a little fishy when I was reading, some of the picks in the paper, some of the online editions of some of the high school sports. I think a lot of people that may not pay attention to this game that aren't, in the immediate area, maybe in the same district. I think some people got fooled from the high-scoring effort that happened last year. Because there was a lot of picks in the paper. I was like, that's pretty interesting. Because if it's usually a defensive battle most of the time.
It really is. I mean, they've got a really solid defense. Their offense has struggled at times, but they've been productive. But you have to feel that they have pretty good confidence in their defense, and they've got a good defense.
Right.
And so feel like they could limit what we did.
Mm-hmm.
We feel like we could limit what they did to some extent. So, anything in the upper 20s was not something that we were looking at was going to happen. I didn't really foresee that happening, but see what happened Friday either coming.
Right. So as far as the offense goes, was it more of something that you guys were doing wrong, or was it just, maybe Tuttle giving you some looks that kind of hampered you guys in that process? Or was it just as simple as it's a rivalry game and sometimes the defense just kind of does some things that are better than that offensive play or series?
Well, I think, Carson didn't have his best game.
Yeah.
We missed some things. We missed some reads. And, we missed some throws. We dropped some balls.
Yeah.
I mean, it never was really fluid offensively. And, that has a lot to do with them. I think we rushed some stuff. I think we hurried some throws. I think in the process of hurrying some throws that we probably did need to hurry, and then being a little too casual in times when we needed to hurry.
Yeah.
And so we had some things there. We didn't do a very good job of handling their blitz stuff, which, it was down to, we've got some hot answers for some of that stuff.
Yeah.
We're not going to pick that guy up, but that's on our quarterback and our hot reads to get the ball out. And we didn't see those. And, that was probably our fault in preparation. We probably didn't look at that enough. And so that, I think a lot of that had to do with that, and the fact that we just kind of steered away a little bit from what we had been doing all summer,
right,
and all spring, and all the first part of the year, and we start tweaking things.
Yeah.
And we start making just some minor adjustments, maybe throw something in here or throw something in there. And so we probably kind of really got away with what was in our comfort zone. And I think that attributed to some of the misreads and some of the things that went on in that regard, because in the process of working on a few little tweaks that we felt we could take advantage of them on, we probably didn't spend enough time on our bread and butter.
Yeah.
And so that's on me, and I've already made that decision.
Right.
We're going back to buttering that bread.
Yeah.
And sticking with what we do, and that's good enough. That's the thing about it. I got to get back to that mode. That's good enough. Our guys were really good early in the year when that's what we did. And our offense is built around enough things to be effective against a lot of things. And so I think trying to win these last two games, we kind of got off track.
Yeah.
And we're going to get back on track. We're going to go back and do what we do.
Yeah.
And be good at, because we're good at what we do.
Right.
And let players make plays and go from there.
Regardless of maybe how the game kind of went, I'm talking about these past 2 weeks. You're still spotless in that district record, and I think at the end of the day, that's what's most important. I think the fixes will come in the weeks to come. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But before we get to these highlights, any injuries that we should maybe be aware of?
Well, Reagan's still nursing. He's still nursing that collarbone, and he kind of aggravated it a little bit in practice one day and set out. We tried to let him go a little bit.
Yeah.
During the game, and he we got to the point where we needed to use him.
Right.
And I don't think he felt comfortable. I don't think he felt confident.
Yeah.
In it, and because I put him on a couple of in cut routes. We threw him early on the hitch and go, and he was good there. That's what he could do, and probably could have used him a little bit more probably in the vertical game. But if you go back to one kind of wrinkle play we put in there, and we threw to him and kind of had to throw to him late, and it kind of went over his head out of bounds. But he couldn't. He was good on the ball coming to his left hand,
right?
Because he pulled that up and pulled it in to his right hand, but getting his right hand up
tough
was hard for him to raise his right hand. So we took him out and then just went with Terrence the rest of the way and just tried to make it happen. And we'll go back to the basics this week, and that'll help Terrence also too. Get comfortable back with what we do.
Yeah, we'll keep monitoring that situation.
That's pretty much it. Everybody else is pretty good. We're just trying to we're trying to heal up this week a little
Right.
bit because it's been a tough 2 weeks.
Yeah, has 2 rivalry games back-to-back will do that to you. I'm going to take an outlandish guess here in saying that a lot of these are going to be defensive clips that we're going to be seeing tonight. Is that true?
I tried to find a couple of offensive clips in there because there wasn't very many, and I was stretching to. But yes, it would be a lot of defensive highlights. When you have 7 interceptions, I guess there's 7 highlights right there, and a fumble return. Bouncing and Ryder Dobbs.
All right.
In the house tonight for you guys on that. So
all right,
I'll find Ryder and we'll get him loaded up, get him ready to go.
All right, cool. I think Matt will be first, and then we'll figure out where Ryder is, and then coming after this break, I will be talking to Matt Thompson, the senior. Right after this, you're listening to Blanchard Lions TV.
A friend, and as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples, Nix, and Dieselhorst, and we are here to help.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field.
Welcome back to the Blanchard Coaches Show here at Mazio's. Big shout out to Mazio's for hosting us each and every week. It is the second segment of tonight's show, which means we are now going to be looking at some of the seniors on this Blanchard Lions football squad. And I am joined this week by none other. So obviously, film happens on Sunday, correct? Right. Did film still happen on Sunday? And so what usually happens on a regular Monday? And what happened on this Monday? Is it the same still?
It was about the same.
So this whole week is still the same. Right. So what happens usually on Thursday then, in a regular week?
In a regular week on Thursday, we just have like a walkthrough, we just go over plays, just run routes.
Okay.
Just get tuned up.
Yeah, okay.
Nobody get hurt.
So I've asked this question multiple times, but usually it's been to linemen. That play on both ends of the line. Obviously, you're both sides of the ball. You're corner on defense, inside receiver on offense. Tell me what you like playing more, and why.
I'd have to say corner. I didn't like corner at first.
Yeah.
But once you start to understand what you're doing, it's just like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just whenever you lock somebody down.
I was about to say
that pass breakup or interception.
Being out on an island with someone and being able to swat something away.
Feeling.
Yeah, it hits different.
Yeah.
Okay. Corner may be more fun, but what's more challenging? Is it also corner?
I'd say corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Corner definitely.
So what's the learning curve? You said that it takes a little bit to get maybe some different concepts down. Just
right.
I mean, what goes into learning? How long have you been playing corner?
Well,
all 4 years?
This is my first year playing. So
really?
That's probably why it was tougher on me.
So tell me a little bit about the learning curve. What's so different than any of the? So let's just compare corners and safeties because you can kind of say one and the same, except corners. I think it's a little bit more individualized. I mean, where was the learning curve at? What was the hard concept that took you a little bit to kind of just get down? Was it coverages or?
Yeah, it was more like different type of coverages we run. In like a man-to-man, we kind of run like we'll switch if the receiver switch.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of tough on me at first to get through my mind.
Right. Yeah.
But I hadn't played football before, so it was different.
This is your first year?
First year.
I didn't even know. Okay. Well, senior corner inside receiver, first time football player Matt Tonsing. I wouldn't be able to know the difference after seeing him play on the field. He's great. But tell me, let's kind of dive into the Tuttle game. Obviously, we can break it down both ways. How do you think the corners performed? Obviously, it's a game where you have 7 interceptions. Yeah. I know not all of that is, on the corners and the safeties. I mean, it starts, with the front getting that pressure on the quarterback. But tell me how you think, the corners and safeties did.
I think the whole defense played great. You know. Corners, they're a heavy run team, so we just had to play late, and they're trying to catch us off guard with some passes, and we did our jobs well. Got 7 interceptions.
Right. Tell me a little bit about the receivers. Was there anybody out of the ordinary that you were expecting, or was it more business as usual? And
not really. They had a big receiver on the left side, but he wasn't on my side, so I don't have to worry.
So it didn't matter.
They didn't worry about me.
Nice. Okay. Well, I don't want to spend too much time on Tuttle because this is kind of an abbreviated segment here. We're going to try and get through it, as quickly as possible. Let's kind of move on to Classen. I know it's a short week. I know this is a team that may not be as, big up front as a Tuttle, or maybe as a run heavy as Tuttle, or maybe even a Newcastle. But what should we be expecting out of, maybe the receivers from Classen SAS? Are they a run heavy team? Are they pass?
They're pass heavy, pretty
really?
Pass heavy, yeah.
Okay.
They have a D1 kid.
Oh,
he's
really?
Going for defense though.
Okay.
I'm not too sure. He plays receiver.
Okay.
But yeah, they're pass heavy.
Yeah.
I don't think their line's all that great, but they pass it quite a bit.
How is their defense? Because obviously you also play inside receiver. How is that secondary look for guys like you? I mean, is there anybody in particular that you guys are going to be honing in on, or a matchup that you guys like?
Nothing too crazy that we're really worried about.
Okay.
That we'd game plan for. Just gonna do our thing.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so let's kind of go to this week as a whole. You had 2 victories the past 2 weeks against really solid opponents, rivals. I mean, those games are always high emotion. I mean, I know Coach Craig will be like, you got to keep it right here. You got to keep that happy medium. But it's tough because, I'm sure you guys know kids in Tuttle and in Newcastle. I'm sure there's a lot of, playground talk. I'll call it. That's a good way to put it. Playground talk happening. How do you get settled back in on a short week? You have to get ready for that opponent the same way you would get ready for a Tuttle or a Newcastle. How hard is it to stay motivated for a team like that?
It is tough compared to because Tuttle, you really don't take motivation. It's Tuttle. Same with Newcastle. But Classen, we're gonna do our thing though, so we aren't really worried about it.
All right.
We're gonna stay locked in no matter what. We got a bigger goal in mind.
Yeah, I like that. Bigger goal in mind. Okay, I am talking to Matt Tonsing, senior corner and inside receiver. Here at the Coaches Show. Matt, I got a couple more questions for you. Obviously, you're a first-year guy, new information for me, but you are a senior at the end of the day. There's a lot of kids under you that, are looking up to the position that you're playing, kids that may be taking your position here in the next couple of years. What is some advice you can give them that may be different from the advice of someone that's kind of been through football for most of their life compared to someone that, is able to get really good playing time out of someone that this is their first year? What's a piece of advice you can offer some of that underclassmen?
Just got to work hard, don't skip reps in the weight room. Just do your best, be an athlete, just listen to your coaches. They'll teach you a lot. They'll help you through it. Okay.
Obviously, first year guy, but how tight is the group when it comes to your receiving core and, the corners and the safeties? Like, is that a tight group? Was it easy to mend in with your guys?
Oh, yeah. Those have been my boys for forever.
Yeah.
So all my friends played, so I was like, I might as well play. So we've always been close.
Okay. All right. I always try and keep a fun question in for the end. A big album just dropped last week, and I didn't get to really talk about it when Travis's album came out, but for all the dogs, for those of you that may be like 30 or 40 and over, you just had to maybe tune out of this question. That's fine because we're with the kids today. For all the dogs came out. Have you gotten to listen to it?
I have.
For those you don't know, that is Drake's new album. Drake, not me, Canadian rapper. What'd you think of it?
I liked it. A lot of people, love to hate on him,
Yeah?
But I like it.
Okay. Do you like it more than Travis's album? Oh, first off, are you an avid listener of both of these guys?
I listen to Travis sometimes. I'm not a big Travis fan.
Okay.
I love Drake.
Yeah?
I listen to Drake more than Travis.
Okay.
Travis's album was pretty good, too. For me to not really listen to him, I'd say it's pretty good.
Okay. Well, what's on the playlist on Thursday when you're going to be heading up to Class and ASAS? Give me, like, the number one song you're listening to right now.
From Drake or
No,
anybody?
just in general.
It's got to be Crazy Story Part 3 of King Von.
Okay, King Von. That's a deep cut. It's better than Sexy Red, though, because we got one of the answers from the cheerleaders. Yeah, it was great, though. Anyways, that's Matt Tonsing, senior corner inside receiver. Matt, thank you so much for being on with me tonight. Maybe go find Ryder. It seemed like he was MIA when we were trying to find him. So we're going to try and go find the next senior on the show, Ryder Dobbs. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break here. It is 6:24 at Mazzio's for the Coaches Show. We will be right back. You are listening to Blanchard Lions Television.
Field and off.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today.
Welcome back to the Blanchard Coaches Show here at Mazzio's. Big shout out to Mazzio's for hosting us. I have not gone and gotten pizza yet, but will be here shortly. It is currently 6:26. We are in segment number 3 here. Ryder, we just talked to Matt. He had some not so nice things to say about you. Just kidding. This was the lead up to the questions that I was writing down, knowing that you were going to be coming, because I've just heard so many good things about you. First off, how are you, sir?
I'm good.
Are you doing good?
I'm good.
How was last week? Let's kind of go back to Friday. How did you feel after the win against Tuttle? Was it?
It was definitely a good feeling to win that game and come out on top. And
yeah.
Thankfully, our defense stepped up and kind of took over the ball there in the second half, and really just took over for us. That we couldn't do it offensively. So
yeah, tell me a little bit about the past 2 weeks. I haven't been able to talk to you until right now. I mean, obviously, 2 rivals in Newcastle and Tuttle. You don't really need to say any more about it, but coming out with coming out 2-0 against 2 really good teams that are probably going to have a really good chance at making a playoff bid. I mean, what does that mean in the grand scheme of things for you guys?
Yeah, for sure. It feels good to get 2 wins back to back like that, and kind of put us in the driver's seat of things, and really just put us on top of those 2 guys. So it's always good to beat those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree wholeheartedly. Tell me how you guys are approaching this week. I know it's a short week, so you guys may when I asked Matt, it seemed like nothing really changes for you guys when it comes to day in and day out like the week before. What about the linemen? Is the approach any different for the linemen this week just because it is a short week and we play on Thursday, or is it the same?
No, it's the same. Being that it's so short, really trying to just get in and have good practices. We can't overlook any team, and being that it is such a short week, we got to maximize the days that we do have.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get into the questions. Obviously, this line is this O-line is very senior dominated.
For sure.
There's a lot of guys that are under you. There's even Heffernan, who isn't a senior, that is playing with you guys in that starting group. Tell me how. Well, first off, let's start with this. How has that senior group kind of mended over these past 4 years on the line?
I've only played my junior and senior year, but
really, okay.
Yeah. So just these 2 years for sure, we've gotten really close. Like last year, Trey Spencer, he was injured, and this year comes back and starts at center, and I say we're all pretty close. We'll hang out all the time. And,
really, you guys do stuff
sure.
outside of school?
Yeah, for sure.
You guys go eat, I'm assuming, or
have lineman nights on Wednesdays and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's at a coach's? Is that at a coach's house, or
no,
is that
that's
at
just
one
like
of the players?
Players, different players every week.
Now, are those lineman nights player host like?
Yeah.
It's not like a requirement. It's just something you guys made up.
Players have started. I think it's been going on for several years now, and skill guys come, linemen come. It gets everybody together.
Just out of curiosity, what are some of the things that what do you guys do on lineman nights? Like, what's the craziest thing that's happened on a lineman night? You said these happen on Thursdays.
Wednesdays.
Okay, what's the craziest thing that could happen on a Wednesday night at a lineman night?
There's really no telling what could happen. You never know what's going to happen, really.
Okay, give me one thing. I mean, give me one particular detail. Is there video games being played?
Recently, we've been in swimming in pools and stuff because it's so warm.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it gets warmer, we'll be inside and just eat, hang out, play games outside, basketball. Pool basketball is a big one for sure.
Okay.
Definitely some pool basketball rivals.
Okay.
So yeah.
You got to go to team, or is there? It's like
probably,
a tournament setup.
If it's like a 3v3, it's probably me, Brayson, and Carson.
Okay.
So.
And you're the big man in the
I'm
the
the
middle?
big man. I just stay at the goal the whole time.
Nice. Okay. Well, I had no idea that junior and senior year were your only 2 years. Is there really a big difference between last year compared to this year, just in terms of your growth as a football player?
I think so, for sure. I think just being in a lot better shape. It's like I've lost a bunch of weight just being in football, and I think that helped a lot. And understanding the game a little bit more. I got a year under my belt, and kind of understand things a little bit more, so I think it's helped a lot.
Yeah. So obviously you're both ways. You're O and D line.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about the O line. Obviously Tuttle, usually in the past, pretty well matched on the line.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much of a difference. It's very comparable.
Yeah.
Tell me how you guys think the O line did against Tuttle on
our O line.
Yes, your O line last Friday.
I think up front we did our jobs up front. We may not have did the best climbing our backers and stuff, but I think up front we were better than them up there, bigger than them, and I think we had them down.
Yeah. Okay. Let's switch sides. How do you think the D line did?
I think the D line did good. They had some good stops on fourth down, and D line did good for sure.
Obviously, 7 interceptions to the quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
I think not a lot of people realize it's not just the corners and the safeties just having really good coverage and being really disciplined in those coverages. It starts with the guys disrupting, getting in the backfield,
putting pressure on the quarterback.
Can you talk more about that? I mean, what led to those 7 interceptions? Was it you guys getting in the backfield? What contributed?
Just people putting pressure on that quarterback and forcing him to throw, and then our backers being there ready to intercept the ball, and just all around. It's a team effort on that one for sure.
Yeah. Let's talk about classing on both sides. Let's start as you guys as an O-line. What are we expecting from that defensive line? Do they do anything crazy? Is there a lot of blitz coverages or blitz packages? Or
I don't think they do anything too crazy. They got the best guys are probably on the end, just some fast guys that like to read the ball. So I think we'll be fine going into it. Nothing we haven't seen already before.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, let's switch sides. What are we expecting from their O-line? Are we outmatching them when it comes to size and weight?
I think size and weight and just all around agility. I think we have them beat up there.
Okay.
So I think it should be a good game for us.
We should be accounting for a lot of disruption in the backfield again.
For sure.
Okay. How do we feel about their quarterback? Is there anything? Is he more of a thrower? Is he a pocket guy? Does he get out and like to run?
They hand it off. They throw it. I mean, they do anything.
Okay.
So we'll try and stop it all.
So, Ryder, I don't know if anyone's told you about this, but one of the people's favorite segments on this show, and it's only done with linemen, it's called the Lineman Chow of Choice. Okay.
I've heard about it.
So I'm going to give you a little bit of a scenario, and you're just going to give me your answer. Okay? And I know that's really broad, but we'll get there. Obviously, let's play this situationally. Let's say you're taking all the linemen, defensive and offensive linemen. Let's pretend it's lineman night, but you're deciding you're hosting and you're wanting to take all of them out to eat somewhere.
Okay.
We're going to a buffet. Okay, it's cheap. You get a lot of food. You get filled. It serves the purpose it needs. Let's just say Golden Corral.
Okay.
What is your perfect spread at a buffet? You can get anything.
I'd say probably pizza.
Okay.
Some fried chicken.
Okay.
Probably some sliders, I guess.
Sliders?
Yeah, probably some sliders.
Okay.
I think that'd be my perfect spread. I think
just those three things?
Yeah, I wouldn't want nothing else with that.
No veggies or carbs to go with any of that?
It's lime night. Maybe some macaroni or something.
Okay, so what do you think is the go-to meal at a buffet if you have to feed your guys? Only you can choose for the guys. What's a really good, safe choice that you think everyone would like when it comes to the linemen?
Probably fried chicken, mashed potatoes, macaroni, rolls.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Maybe a prime rib that doesn't look anything like a prime rib at Golden Corral.
Yeah.
No. Okay, I like that. Well, guys, that was Ryder Dobbs, senior nose guard, O-lineman. I've talked to Matt, who this is his first year of football ever, and Ryder, who I thought was a 4-year guy, who this is his second year of football. So we've kind of gone through the gauntlet. And Ryder, it's been awesome talking with you, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
Good luck on Thursday. It is 6:34. Just ended segment 3. I believe I will be talking to the Blanchard Lady Lions softball coach, Blake Stringer, right after this break. You are listening to Blanchard Lions TV.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability.
Welcome back to the Blanchard Lion Coaches Show here at Mazio's. Big shout out to Mazio's for hosting us each and every week. I have not gotten pizza yet. Don't know if the man that is sitting next to me has gotten pizza yet. But my name is Drake Vidito. It is 6:36. We are rolling into segment 4 here at the Blanchard's Coaches Show. And I have the absolute honor to be interviewing this guy next to me. He is the Lady Lion softball coach who is going to state on Thursday at 11 a.m. to face Tuttle in the first round, Mr. Blake Stringer. Blake, how are you doing, sir?
Doing good. How are you?
It's been a little bit. I went to school with Braden. Mm-hmm. I was a freshman. He was a senior. Not a lot of, contact. But I know the job. I know the work ethic that you guys have put into your respective sports. And, when they told me that, this Lion softball group made state, I kind of was not really surprised, just knowing that who was helming that whole operation. Wow. But with that being said, before we kind of talk about regionals, this is the only time I'll get to talk to you, all season. I know we're kind of wrapping it up. So let's kind of start at the beginning. Let's, go all the way back into the preseason. Coming into this season, tell me a little bit about the expectations for this group. Maybe get into a little bit of the group of girls that you have, maybe the seniors a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I think expectations were high for sure. We returned a lot of girls. We had a lot of injuries last year that kind of derailed us. It was a goal last year to win the district and to host a regional, and of course make it out of our regional. And we got derailed a little bit with some injuries. We had 4 starters go down, 3 due to ACLs.
Wow.
The good news was those ACL injuries, they were all coming back. So I think there was always some questions around them because that's a major injury to come back from.
Yeah.
And so we So, if they were good to go, we felt like we had a good chance. We had a lot of girls also step up when they went down, so it was a whole lot coming back.
Yeah.
And those girls, they thrived. They've done a good job. It hadn't slowed them down.
Yeah.
It hadn't slowed them down, and I'm very, very, very pleased with, the fact that they've battled back and have been competitors and started and been a huge part of our success. Felt like we had the keys to have a really, really successful season. Our pitcher came back, Jaden Heffley. She was one of the ones that had an ACL surgery.
Yeah.
And having her back and healthy has been huge.
Yeah.
It's been really, really, really huge. Talking about our seniors, we had a 4-year starter. She's a 4-year starter now, of course. But Denver Darling, she started 3 years at catcher for us, and she's since made the move over to third base this whole entire season.
Okay.
And it's been huge for us. I truly believe in a lot of ways that we are where we are because of Denver being at third base in a whole lot of ways. She's a great defender. Also our 3-hole, she's big offensively as well, but she's just been huge for us being there at third base. And then Meg Smith, she's our third senior. I'll talk about her as well.
Yeah.
A kid that, man, you just feel for because she's not only had an ACL injury last year, but she also had an ACL injury her freshman year. So
really,
she's come back and I think had a great senior year. She's leading our team in home runs as far as ones that go over the fence anyway. And she's just been big and so happy that she's getting to be a part of this. Because I know at the beginning of the year it was kind of like, hey, the doctors have kind of told me I should not play at all.
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So to see her being out there, having the success and, being out there on the field with us and being in the lineup every day is just big. And I'm so proud of them three being the ones that gets us back. So, I kind of talked about our seniors, kind of talked about the preseason. So
yeah, tell me a little bit about the makeup for the fans that may just not follow you guys. Tell me a little bit more about the makeup of this team. What are some things you do really, really well? You think in your mind?
Okay, I think that we are we pitch it really well. I think Jaden pitches it well. I think she's a bulldog for us, and what I mean by that is she's not afraid to pitch in on anybody. She's not afraid to go right at people.
Yeah.
She doesn't shy away from competing, and I think that really, really, really showed this past weekend when we won our super regional.
Yeah.
She pitched 230 pitches on Thursday and 119 on Friday. Ooh, so that's a whole lot. And the main thing you want out of your pitcher is somebody to compete. In a world we live in today where, throwing hard and all those things, matter to people.
Yeah.
A competitor is what you want, and that's what she is for us. She's got a good defense behind her as well.
Yeah.
And offensively, we talk really about being good offensively, not necessarily like a good hitting team. You look at the OU Sooners, they're a good hitting team. They can get people on and then hit a bomb, or get people on and just play wall ball and hit doubles after doubles.
Right.
I truly feel like what we're really, really good at is good offensively. We run the bases really well. We talk about just getting on base, and we steal bases really well.
Yeah.
So I just think that we are very, very, very solid offensively.
Okay.
For sure.
Let's talk a little bit about, we talked about preseason, talked about the team. Let's kind of fast forward to last week, the super regional.
Yeah.
Or let's actually talk about the regional field in general.
Okay.
I know that 8-6 was the final score against Tecumseh, Game 3. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Tell me what you guys were expecting from the field, the regional field, just in general before playing.
Okay. This year, the OSSA changed the playoff format, so there was regionals, and then now there is super regionals. So I'll take us back to regionals.
Yeah.
We finished second in our district, which was, we obviously wish we would have finished first.
Right.
Newcastle returned everybody and then gained a girl that was a transfer that moved in. So they were pretty good. That same team's basically been playing together for 3 years now.
Yeah.
So, we obviously don't want to be number 2 behind them. But it was very, very good. I felt like our goals are always to host a regional, and that's what we got to do, be in the 2 seed now with the new format. So as the 2 seed, we got to host regionals, in who we ended up getting to host. The main team that we had to beat was Dixon, who's got a big time pitcher.
Dixon, wow,
Dixon's
that's throwing it back to when I was in school.
Yeah.
Dixon was 3A with us.
Yeah, Dixon they got a heck of a pitcher. We got on her early on Thursday night and beat her 11-1. And for the first time in my career, we were in regionals 2-0 as opposed to 1-1 after the first day.
Yeah.
So I think that win right there against Dixon 11-1 really kind of set the tone and put us up 2 games to 0. And you got to win 3 to win regional.
Right.
The next day we came out and man, it was a dog fight with Dixon. That pitcher, she settled in. And we beat them 1-0, and that was really big. I was super proud of our girls, just the resiliency in that. And was super excited also about the super regional format.
Right. Obviously, you guys lost that first game to Tecumseh. What was the message to the girls after dropping that first one?
Well, we try and talk about we're going to bring it back to the things that we do, and we've kind of coined a phrase this playoff run of DWWD, do what we do, and we talked about I talk a lot with them about, hey, we're going to win the inning, but we had a talk, I would say last Wednesday, of it's one game at a time.
Yeah.
No matter what, it is one game at a time. Whether we win the first game, you got to clear it because it's now on to game 2. And the winner of 2 games in this Super Regional is going to go to state, not just one.
Right.
So, you just give the girls so much credit because after we didn't really get beat that first game. We got kind of smoked. We got put on us a little bit.
Tecumseh's usually a pretty solid team as well.
Yeah, they have been in the state finals the last 2 years with the same pitcher. Serenity Jacque, she's a heck of a competitor, and so it wasn't no slouch going in there to Tecumseh, and
not at all. And in that game 3, I believe that was a comeback as well.
Yes.
That was a comeback effort as well, right?
Yeah, it was. We got down 3-0, which is really something you don't want to ever do to a power pitcher, to a seasoned pitcher like she is.
Right.
Girls rallied. We scored 3, I think, in the 4th or the 5th. It was the 4th, and in the 5th, I'll admit I made the wrong call on pitching to their 4-hole. And she ends up hitting a double to put them back up 4-3, and then they end up getting another run that inning to put them up 5-3.
Yeah.
But give credit to our girls and the resiliency. Denver Darling was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, and she comes up bases loaded, and she hits a bases clearing triple to put us up 6-5.
Nice.
And we just talk about not getting too high, not getting too low. Good things are going to happen, bad things are going to happen. And I'm sure glad that she believed that because that was, when she hit that was huge for us, And they end up tying it up in the bottom of the 7th, 6-6. And, I knew who we had coming up and I knew who they had coming up. Our top of our lineup girls, my leadoff is I would say the best in the state. And my 2 holes, she's a heck of one as well. We got a good 1 and 2 hole for sure. And that's where we start with our lineup is, with them. And Q got on, she stole like she's done I think 60-something times this year. and then I believe Kylie hit her in, Denver was up again coming up and we popped 2 and I felt pretty good giving Jaden a 2-run lead heading into that 8th inning, and
she sealed the deal.
She sealed it. So
I like that. Well, that was the past. That was then. This is now.
Yeah.
Tuttle Thursday, Fire Lake Ballpark in Shawnee.
Yeah.
What can we be expecting from Tuttle?
Their strengths are 100% their pitching staff. They got 3 that are really, really, really good, and a 4th one that's pretty good as well. Obviously, we won't see all 4.
Right.
It's softball.
Right.
We'll see. more than likely we're going to see their Division I commit, girl going to Grand Canyon. Her name's Oakley Vickers. We'll see her. She's a real tall lefty. She can throw it hard, and that I would say that's their 100% their strength. Tuttle always can pitch it really, really, really well.
Yeah.
And that'll 100% be their strength. I think that that's what you're going to expect from them for sure. Is a good pitching staff, and they're obviously going to do things right, defensively, offensively, going to bunt the ball well, and just be a solid team for sure.
6:48. I'm talking to Coach Stringer here, the head coach of the Lady Lions softball program. Coach, I got one more for you.
Okay.
It's been a while since Blanchard softball has been to state.
Yeah.
The qualities that this team has shown, game in, game out this year, what has really set them apart to be able to do something that hasn't been done in so long?
Yeah. I think really it's just a lot of girls that want to do it, want to. And I've always kind of looked at this senior group. There's been some times that I know that I've done things that they haven't liked or things that maybe they don't agree with, but I can truly believe that they wanted to get it done. They wanted to be the first ones to do it, and in a long time. Yeah. And I'm not saying that girls in the past haven't for sure.
Of course.
But they, I think that they really wanted to do it, and they've they've just been super resilient. It's been a different feel, and they've just been resilient. That's the one word I can keep going back to.
Resiliency.
For sure.
I like it. All right. That was Coach Stringer. It's currently 6:49 here at Mazzio's for the Blanchard Coaches Show. So it's Fire Lake Ballpark in Shawnee, Thursday at 11 a.m. versus Tuttle. 11 a.m. first pitch.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Well, the Lady Lions softball program will play on Thursday, first pitch at 11 a.m. In the state tournament for the first time in over a decade. So if you can make it, please make it out to Shawnee to watch them. Blake, thank you so much for your time, sir.
Man.
I appreciate you. It's 6:50. We are heading into our last break before the final segment here. We will be right back after a short break. You are listening to Blanchard Lions TV.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
The AMG AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners, delivering measurable results for new.
Welcome back to the final segment here of the Blanchard Coaches Show here at Mazio's. Big shout out to Mazio's for hosting us each and every week. It is currently 6:53. That means we are in our final segment of the night. But first, just because of some technical difficulties, we're going to try and roll through these highlights from last Friday's victory against Tuttle. So, without further ado, let's get in, Coach Craig, to clip number 1.
Interception? No. Some of these we may be able to get. I think I squeezed in an offensive highlight here on this one. So this was kind of an early possession. And this is Carson hitting Brayson over the middle. One of our little seam routes right there, and he does a good job. It was a good throw and catch right there on that. We didn't have very many of those, but that was one of them. So we squeezed one in there.
I was about to say, it seems like those seam plays, you get at least one every single game.
We're going to sneak one, whether it's Brayson or Hudson or somebody's going to sneak in there on that middle.
All right, clip 2 coming up.
This is early. They're going into the wind, so we're playing that as a factor for us. The wind was a factor in that, and then they hung one up there. Good pressure from Ben Hefner right there and forced him to throw that a little bit before he wanted to, and throwing off his back foot, and he got caught up in the wind, fluttered up and set up there, and Brayson went up and got him an interception there. So first interception for Brayson on that. Interception number 1.
Of 7.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go into clip 3, I believe.
This is another, they got another deep drive here going into the wind again, and we'll force them into a situation where they throw and force it. Got a little bit of pressure again there, and then he had to lay one up, and Brayson again on the interception. So that was pick over catch over the middle for Brayson, and 2 picks already. So we got him on the highlight reel. He'll be on there again here in a minute.
I didn't even get to say this. I said it a couple times during the broadcast, but last Friday's game was the first time where it was like it was fall. It felt like an actual football game. Good fall, cool, crisp weather. A little bit windy for my liking, but I feel like that should be noted.
It was a good night.
Clip 4. Here we go.
I'll go out on a limb on this one, but it's another sprint out formation for them. He's got a guy open this time. Tyler Hughes does a good job right there, really kind of baiting him into throwing that, and then dropped back in front of that and picked it off. Almost got out of there on a break on a run right there, but good interception on his part.
Yeah. All right, clip 5 coming up.
Hey, we're on offense. This will probably be highlight number 2 of the offensive plays right here. And this is where kind of our go-to on that was to Hudson in the flats, and he does a great job of running over their corner in the flats on that. They were so worried about Brayson, and they really were really keying on Brayson going in, and we were able to sneak. So we were able to sneak Hudson out into the flat several times and got him a throw, and that was kind of our go-to right there. Was Hudson in the flat for pass routes.
Clip 6.
They've got another drive into our territory. Once again, going into the wind again, we feel like we've got an advantage if we can force them into throwing the football on that. And great pressure up front. This was late in the half, and boy, I thought Matt was gone right there.
I did too.
And just barely stepped out of bounds, and I thought he was going to go score a touchdown on that, but they were trying to set up a screen right there, and we got some great pressure from Gage Ellison up front on that and forced him into lobbing that up, and then Matt went and got it. So, and I thought, man, this is a touchdown right before half. What a game changer right before half.
Momentum swinger.
Oh, big, huge.
Okay, clip 7.
This was the play of the night, really. So I tagged this kind of our play of the game, and we've got them pinned down, not pinned down, but deep in their territory. But McAdoo's doing a great job of trying to he keeps fighting for yardage, but Brayson's he's so smart about when guys are fighting for yardage in a crowd like that he's going to strip the ball out of your hands, and he did it again, stripped it out, basically landed in his lap, and then he took it to the house for it. And so now we're up 7-6.
Mm-hmm.
Huge momentum swing.
Yeah, we mentioned that on the broadcast. It's all good and well if you can protect the ball, hitting guys straight up like that. But when you have a guy like Brayson that's able to go in and do something like that,
and he's done it
changer.
many, many times. So, anytime a guy's fighting for extra yardage, he's going to do that. So,
okay. Next up.
Field goal attempt. They were trying to take the lead right here. We had a big stand right there defensively. They had a 4th and 1. We actually stopped them, but they jumped offside. So they took it back 5, and they decided to kick a field goal. And, it's Brayson Carter again on the – what a great job on the block right there. And I wish Tyler would have climbed right there. He's supposed to be the scoop guy on the other side.
Yeah.
Thought maybe if he'd have got a bounce, he could have snagged that right there and taken that to the house. But just another huge play by Brayson right there to keep us ahead, 7-6. Their kicker's got a really good leg, and kicking with the wind, he had a chance to make that.
Yeah. Clip 9.
This was a game changer. This is after a short punt on our part. This is their first down play. They got 2 guys out wide. They're trying to get a quick throw out into the flats, and the wind kind of blows it back to the first receiver. It tips off his hands right into Rio's hands, and he's able to outrun the defense to the house for a touchdown. Is really excited for Rio to be able to make a huge play like that for our team, and that put us up by a touchdown. And then we – the clock, which was huge when you're nursing a 7-point lead, the more time you can get off.
Yeah.
And then Carson put a great punt down there on that after that onside kick and pinned them at the 6-yard line. So that forced them into a throwing situation again, and so they're having to throw from their own 9-yard line. So we got them basically 3rd and 7 from their own 9, and they're going to sprint into the boundary over there. Throw was offline just a little bit on that, and it landed right in Hudson's lap.
Yeah.
And he was able to shake a few guys and beat them to the corner for another touchdown. It put us up. That put us up, 20 to 6, and so you feel like you got a little bit more of a comfort zone in there. And now we've got some room on that.
Okay, next up.
And then they came back after the kickoff. This is our next possession, trying to get down the field, and we've done a good job against their run game. So we're kind of forcing them to throw. They kind of got to throw because time's running out, and they run another little sprint out, and he puts that one on the money. But Hudson did such a great job covering him right there on that, and went up tall and got that high pointed that ball right there and took it away, got his feet in bounds, and another big interception on our part right there to make a difference right there, and kind of really sealed the victory for us on that play.
Okay, last up, clip 13.
We squeeze in a run highlight in here.
Nice.
On that one.
Love that.
So, this is kind of, it's 3rd down, and we're really trying to put the game away. Guys do such a great job up front, and Tyler pops it out of there, and then he does a good job. It's just, I don't think he was going to make it, and he did a good job of cutting back inside and then getting down and staying in bounds. And so now we could run the clock out right there at that point in time once we got that first down. But great job up front by our guys up front, creating a hole right there.
Yeah. Again, thank you all for rolling with the punches with us. We got it done, and that's what matters.
That's it.
I think the biggest thing that matters was the W on Friday, but
yes,
I talked to them about the players, Matt and Ryder, just how important those past 2 weeks were. Just kind of looking forward to this week, but it is a short week, and this is the first time I've done this year, and I've never been able to ask questions about a short week. It seems like business as usual. Is there really anything truly different that you guys do because of that short week with a game on Thursday?
Yeah, well, you cut out a day,
right?
I mean, we can't really turn Monday into something like we want to just because we got junior high JV games on Monday night. So, Monday's still what it is. We try to, today we try to keep today normal.
Yeah.
We'll kind of combine so our Thursday practice and our Wednesday practice will be combined tomorrow. So we'll kind of combine that into one of those practices. But we've really kind of we really just have really kind of we just decided to take the week. I'm not saying off,
right?
But we took the pads off and
to get right week.
Yeah, and just trying to. It's been a big 2 weeks for us, and and really it's been a rough 6 weeks, really, and so for our guys to maybe kind of be able to kind of get back to some of the fundamental things. Let's go back to focusing on the fundamentals. Let's go back to working on steps and hand placement and reads and where we're throwing the ball, route running and some of the specifics. We went back to really going back to that and not the physicality part of it and banging on each other and beating on each other. And let's work on the mental part of it and the fundamental part of it, and let's hone those things out, and let's get back to doing what we do, and try to you've got a team that's a lesser team. They got some talented kids on their team.
I was about to ask, how did these past 2 weeks, really big implication games for the district, just really high emotion with it being two rivals. How do you keep, your guys locked in for a team that you should go out and beat on Thursday? I don't want to give, a discredit to them, but it's a team that, take care of business and everything should fall into place.
It's and that's that, because what you have to do is we have to look at it's the bigger picture.
Right.
And so I've always kind of stressed to our guys, really anything that we do and everything that happens to us really revolves around us, not the other people. And so we take care of us, and that's kind of our let's be us, and that was kind of the mantra going into Tuttle.
Yeah.
Let's be us. We don't have to be anything else. Let's just be us.
And that's good enough.
And we really weren't in the first half, and we were a little bit more in the second half.
Yeah.
And that was enough. And so that's all we can be. That's kind of the way we look at it. That's all we can be. Let's be what we can be. Let's be as good as we can be, regardless of who we play. Regardless, it's a game night. It's another night to go do the things that we do well.
Yeah.
Don't cut back from that. Don't shortchange that. Take this. It's another opportunity to grow. It's another opportunity to hone your craft.
Yeah.
And it's another opportunity to get better. So let's go get better.
Yeah.
And then let the results be what they may be. But let's go be us, and let's go do things. And that's kind of the way we approach it from a week-to-week basis.
Love that. All right, my favorite segment of the week, Craig's commandments for winning the game. Usually try and get 3 out of you. You usually give me 5 or 6, which I appreciate. The best coaches and teachers are overshares, people.
Yeah.
I say it each and every week. So, with that being said, 3 keys to this game on Thursday.
Well, I think it starts with just what we just talked about. Being us. We got to be us. Don't worry or don't reflect on your opponent, even though you got an opponent that's 0-3 on that. That's not our focus. So our focus is on being us. So we need to be us. We need to be crisp and sharp and execute those things like that, and continue to build on the defensive, our defensive prowess. I think continue to hone our skills there. To continue, we still have to be better defensively, and so there's some things that we want to see us do better on that. Just like I said, they've got some guys that are tough to handle in space, and so if we can get in the right place, we'll be able to handle them in space. So to continue improving there on defense and handling their athletes in space is going to be one big key for us, and to not just not overlook. We don't overlook this game. I mean, we're not overlooking this game. This is anytime we get to go out on the field, we've got to do what we've got to do, and not to shortchange this, and not to lose focus. Continue to have our focus on who we are.
Yeah, absolutely. That was your keys to the game, brought to you by Coach Craig.
Yeah, there you go.
Coach, that's all I have for you in this last part. Again, it's a short week, so good luck to you guys on Thursday. Big shout-out to Mazzios for hosting us each and every week. It's currently 7:08. Had a couple of back-end problems that we all got settled in. We roll with the punches around here. So big shout-out to Mazzios for hosting us. And as far as I go, Drake Vitito, that's Coach Craig. Big shout-out to Ashley Robertson behind the scenes. You have been listening to the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show at Mazzios. We will be back next week for a Friday game, not a Thursday game.
Yes.
But going to take care of business on Thursday and come back next Tuesday at 6. This has been your Blanchard Lions Coaches Show at Mazzios. Thank you, and
go Lions.
Go Lions.
Go Lions. Softball.
Go Lions. Exclamation
Go Lions softball.
point. Exclamation
Go Lions
point.
football.
We'll be back next week, folks. Thanks so much.
Thank you.